And just start with a couple of little concepts that I think are pertinent for us today. When you look at what we're doing, when we look at what's coming, what Mr. Mufareh is going to roll out in front of us, you want to keep in mind that you want to be independent. You don't want to be controlled by anybody. And when I say you want to be independent, you want to be independent, financially independent. You want to find that place where you have that freedom and liberty to live the life you want to live. And if you're not independent, you will be controlled. And that's just the way it is around the world, whether it's governments, whether it's businesses, whether it's personal. If you don't have that independence, someone will come in and control you, period. It's just the way things work. And when I look at Mr. Mufareh and what he's going to be rolling out to us, he is independent. And a good example of that is as he rolls out everything that he's going to be rolling out to us, he will not be a public company. He will be a private company. Why? Because he wants to keep his independence. If he came out and was a public company, there are the bigwigs out there that can come in and flood a lot of money into it, and all of a sudden they control the business. Mr. Mufareh would not control the business. And Mr. Mufareh will never relinquish his independence to anybody. Why? Because he wants a company that is virtuous. It does the right thing. It does the right thing all the time. And he wants a company that instills his vision into people. And his vision, obviously, is for us. He wants us to succeed. And when we start talking about the business that Mr. Mufareh is going to unroll to us, it is a business. It is sales. That's not a dirty word. In order for you to make money, sales has to come in. As a sale comes into your organization, you make a commission. That's the way it is structured. And of course, when I tell this to people, they come in and they go, well, sales, it's not something I'm really good at. It's not something that I can do. And when I start to talk about the numbers, the same question comes up. They hear the numbers, they go, well, they're very impressive, but I couldn't make a sale if my life depended on it. Understand, and really, this is the riddle that we're going to be unrolling right now. At least I'm going to be unrolling. And it really is a riddle. Once you unroll this riddle, all of a sudden, all these pieces come together and you see a way forward to start to take care of your future, your bottom line, your independence. And when we start to talk about the numbers, you have to understand what Mr. Mufareh is unrolling. And as we talk about what Mr. Mufareh is unrolling, he's giving us all the products, all the tools to set up a marketing platform that will go to work for us. And as we do that, this is really, really important, guys. You need to understand this before I get into the numbers, because if you don't understand this, you're not going to understand the numbers, and the riddle will never be unwound. You're going to have a platform that has all the tools to put together that will go to work for you. This is not a passive business. You have to come in and you have to engage and you have to do a certain amount of things. It's not difficult. Everybody can do this. But if you don't do this, the numbers, they don't make any difference whatsoever. They really don't. But Mr. Mufareh, he's going to give us those tools, and then he's going to give us the products to sell on our marketing platform. So all of this is going to be very, very simple for you to come in, set up, and get in a position to start developing income online and get to that place where you have the independence, the liberty, and the freedom, the financial independence that you want and need. Then we go into the numbers. This is the fun part. And it really is a riddle. You know, once you understand the numbers, once you understand how they work, all of a sudden you know exactly how you're going to get to that place in your mind, whatever that figure is. You're going to know exactly how to get there. And you're going to go, well, that was easy. That wasn't difficult at all. And it really isn't. Once the riddle is unwound and you understand what's happening. When we start to talk about the numbers that are going to be coming on, again, Marty talks about these numbers every day. Andy Burke talks about him a little bit. He's a numbers guy. And really what I want to do is I want to take it just a step further. And it's not that much further, but a little bit further. And when I start to talk about the numbers, I want you to understand we have to make some assumptions. And Marty and Andy do that all the time of what could happen. And I'll throw those numbers out there in a little bit. But understand the numbers are never stagnant. They're always changing. I'll explain that in just a second. But when we think about the numbers, what we want to get to is a consistent baseline. In other words, we want the numbers to do something that is consistent over time to get to that place where we're actually making money online, developing an income, and getting to that place of financial independence. So it's never stagnant, but we do want consistency. And when I start going over these numbers, I think you'll understand that it's pretty simple. It really is. So let's take some assumptions. Let's assume that as you get your marketing platform up and working, because of the platform, because of what Mr. Mufareh has done, because it's so extraordinary how it will work for you, let's assume you can make 2 sales a week. It's not that much. It's not that extraordinary. But again, we're looking for a baseline. And once you have the baseline, you can understand how the compounding is going to work for you. So two sales a week, 4 weeks in a month, that's 8 sales. Okay. Again, not extraordinary. But when you think about 8 sales, and the sales are $100, you make 25%, as Marty talks about, 25%, you make $25 a sale. That first month is $200. Now, in the United States of America, where I'm at, $200, people look at them and they poo-poo it. They go, well, that's not much. I mean, what's that going to do for my life? But when you look around the world, $200 a month additional is extraordinary. There are so many people around the world that if you could give them $200 a month, they would just flip out. If you could give them a way forward to make $200 a month, sales commission, they would flip out, absolutely flip out. But that's just 1 month. We need to take it down 12 months. And this is with one product. And you can pick whatever product you want, whether it's a webinar platform, whether it's an educational platform, whether it's H&R, human resources platform, whatever the product is, one product. And if you take it out through the year, if you go to month 6, it's 48 sales. 48 sales is $1,200. $1,200. All of a sudden, now we're starting to talk about money that affects everybody. It really does. If we take it down to 12 months, that's 96 sales or $2,400. Okay, all of a sudden, $2,400 for most people, that'll change their life. It really will in one way or another. And that's just the start of it. You're not looking at the whole picture. It's just not 12 months. It's just not 12 months, $2,400. It's 12 months accumulated. So you have to add all of those up to the end of the year, and that's what you will have made that year. And that number is $17,000. Okay? That's one product, 12 months, 2 sales a week. Not extraordinary, but by the end of the year, you're at $17,000. Now, that will change the majority of lives in the world, period. But that's just the start. Again, we're looking for a baseline. And again, these numbers, it really doesn't matter what the numbers are. It really doesn't. As long as we get to that baseline and we know these things will happen, it's like the 8 sales a month. It's not stagnant. You might get 1 sale the first week. You might get 2 sales the second week. You might get 5 sales the fourth week. Again, it's 8 sales in 1 month over the course of the year. All the accumulation, 17,000 a year. Now, we all know that Mr. Mufareh is coming out with more than one product. And all of these products, they're superior technologies, the best in the world, and they cost less than anything else out there, lower price point. These products will sell because they're so good and they cost less. People are just going to flock in. That's why when I start to talk about 2 sales a week, it's just not a big deal. It really isn't. I believe that will happen for most people around the world. That's what I believe. We're going to have to wait and see. But again, I believe in one way or another, the baseline is going to come and you're going to be able to find out where you're going to be and how you're going to get there. If we go the same year with 2 products and we go to the end of the year, it's 192 sales in that year. And again, 2 products accumulated down, 192 products. Your annual income is $22,800. We're starting to get into some really, really good money for everybody now. If we go to 3 years, if we go to 1 year, 3 products, that was 1 year, 2 products. Now we go to 1 year, 3 products. It's 288 sales cumulatively, and the annual income is $46,800. But that's not the interesting part. The interesting part on that last month with 3 products is $7,200 for that month. Now understand, when you go into the 4th year, that's where you start. That's your base. It is just absolutely astounding when you start at $7,200 a month. And really, it's even more than that, because you have to add the sales you would have gotten for that month, which takes it up to $7,800 for that month. Now, I'm not going to run through the numbers of the 4th year because they will just blow you away. And I'm talking about everybody in the world. Very, very simple baseline, 2 sales a week, 8 sales a month, and then projecting that out over 1, 2, 3 products. Then you bring in a 4th product, a 5th product. The numbers, they are going to change. They're not static. They're going to fluctuate throughout whatever we do. But the baseline, once we get it, will stay the same. And once you start to understand the baseline, once you start to understand what's going to happen the 2nd year, the 3rd year, and again, guys, these are really, really conservative. I think the 1st year, 1 product could be totally different. I think it could be way, way, way more than that, based on what Mr. Mufareh releases to us. But if we just go with some simple assumptions and we get that baseline, everybody here can figure out where they're going to be in 6 months, a year, 18 months, 2 years, the 3rd year, wherever you want to be. And what it's going to show you, it's going to show you how to get to that place you want to get to. Some people want to get to $500 a month. That's it. Some people want to get to $5,000 a month. Some people want to get to $50,000 a month and more. All of this is possible when you start to calculate how these numbers can work and how the compounding effect can change everything in your life. I want you to play with these numbers. They are assumptions. They're what we think is coming. I think they're very, very conservative, but when you start to play with these numbers and you start to see the compounding, when you take it out over a year or 2 or 3, you take it out over 3 years and you're just going to be amazed at what could be happening in your life. And it doesn't matter if you're in Africa, it doesn't matter if you're in the Asian belt, it doesn't matter if you're in North, South America, United States, UK, it doesn't matter. These numbers, the baseline will work for each and every one of us. And I believe as Mr. Mufareh comes out and rolls out what he's going to be introducing to all of us, we're going to be able to look at what's happening in our organization, find that baseline, and then determine when you're going to get there. Now, the question I get after I go through this, and it takes people a while to look at these numbers and really absorb them before they're just blown away. And they come back to me and they go, because a lot of these individuals aren't in yet. They go, they get very, very excited and they go, okay, when is this going to happen? When can I come in? When can I start my business? I want this to happen in my life now. And I have to tell them, I don't know when yet. Mr. Mufareh hasn't shared that. I know it's going to be soon. Could be days, could be weeks, could be a couple months. I don't know. But when Mr. Mufareh is ready, he's going to come out, and there's not going to be a lot of bluster. He's going to come out and he's going to go, it's time to run. Start your engine. Boom. That's how quick it's going to be. So stay ready, stay engaged, ponder the numbers a little bit. I think as you do that with a year and 2 and 3, you're going to find out, yeah, you're in the right place. And I can guarantee this. You're not going to be disappointed. We're going to have so many things to talk about as Mr. Mufareh comes out and gives us everything. It's going to be a really, really exciting time. And we're going to be talking about things that, yeah, this is really, really cool. The numbers are really, really cool, but there's so much more ways that you can cut time frames and get to that place you want to get quicker. It's just a fun time right now.